I'm outside the town hall of Ladysmith. Excuse me. You can see they've got some great cannon here from the siege shells. Because it's directly outside the town hall, perhaps it hasn't been. And you can see on their town hall they've got an image of a cannon. Yeah, because they're directly outside their town hall, perhaps they haven't been vandalised. Although one's got a broken wheel, Liz was telling me. I think I saw that when I came here the other day. But anyway, we're off to the Siege Museum today, so this will be fun. So Liz used to work here. She's still heavily involved, I think, with it. Oh, this beauty. Oh, this would be great in the garden art. Looks like the breach is gone. I wonder if this is the one they... No, I'm not even going to hazard a guess. Bit of woodworm. There's up the end there, up the spout. No markings on it. I can see, hang on. No. Alright, let's go into the museum, shall we? This looks like a boer. Hello. Maybe. Alright, we're entering the famous museum at Ladysmith. Sorry, what was your name? This is our reception host for the day. So if you come to the museum, you say hello and you be friendly to them. These are the people who started the museum in 1972. It was started in 1961 in the town clerk's office. That's what Ladysmith looked like, you know, just before the siege. I'm going to struggle to get it all in. I hope you like museums. Di Natal, Africana. This is what Jabir said, this gold will cause our country to be soaked in blood. Chamberlain, the Prime Minister of Britain, position of Great Britain in South Africa. Struggle for British supremacy. They would say that. Right. We've seen some of these characters, Kruger, Jabert, Chamberlain, Milner. They wanted war. Oh, we haven't seen Rhodes, but he was instrumental, wasn't it? And Kruger became a face all around the world. The ultimatum from the Zuid-Afrikaanse Republic. Troops will be withdrawn. Reinforcements on their way from South Africa will not land. And the British weren't going to be dictated to by some pipe smoking, Bible banging as they considered them, peasants. I was soon to learn that the was a worthy adversary, as our boy, Redvers. So as soon as the ultimatum passed, the Boers took the initiative and invaded. They invaded. We can see the border of Natal there. There's the Orange Free State. They invaded, flooded in Talana. Oops. There's old General Penn Simmons. What a statement to make. I'm dead against retreating. Well, we know what happened to him. Elandslaagte, we went out there, we saw that. It was the charge of the Lancers. You can see there, this poor Boer in his trench. Here comes the Lancers. They never forgave them for that. Once again, this is a sort of museum you could spend days reading all the articles. We go into the siege tactic. Sieges very rarely succeed. You need a lot of time, a lot of resources to strangle a town. That gun out the front was a naval. See that? It was a naval gun that had been modified for use here on land. It's an actual photograph of troops. Ladysmith. There's our man, Charles White, isn't it? Yeah, we won't be able to go to his headquarters, but apparently you can't go in. General Sir George White, professional soldier, India, Victoria Cross. 64 when he was posted here. He won his VC in Afghanistan. He'd hurt his leg before leaving to come to South Africa, but he says my leg's good enough for anything except running away. Brilliant. There's White and his staff. I think they all saw it as a bit of a game, to be honest, a bit like Churchill, you know, a bit of a game holding out against the Boers. Bit of a chess match. There's a Boer trench. You had to dig in once you were being shelled by the British artillery. I mean, they were the experts at artillery. They had, you know, detachments of men that were trained just in artillery. So for a farmer or a Boer from a commando to be shelled by British must have been freaking terrifying. Slim Pitt, we met Slim Pitt. Then we go back to that episode where I go into the blockhouse up there in Vereeniging, where we met the fella from the fuel station, a relative of Slim Pitt. All goes around in circles, doesn't it? Well, now we're getting some good stuff. Advertisements from the time. There he is, the good general, General Buller. Pioneer cigarettes, everyone's mouth gone to the front, so you should smoke them. Okay, bandoliers, some nice little stirrups, a bugle, a bit crushed. The bugles always get crushed, don't they? Oh, there's a nice telescope. Our dad had a nice telescope that he flogged off for some beer one time, I believe. Cavalry spurs, binoculars, that's what I needed yesterday. Trenching tools, yeah, once they're up on the, I asked Liz about that once they got up on the top of Speenkop, did they have trenching tools? Oh, here we go, look at that, look at that, look at that sword. I like that. The boots, look at the boots. Highly polished, spit and polish boots. The blue looks like the naval, oh sorry, the Natal volunteer We'll check that in a moment. We'll see what my knowledge is like. Oh, a fantastic helmet with a spike on it. Put your head down and charge into the enemy. A beautiful red coat. Mostly it was khaki, wasn't it? Hey? And I think it was Alan said that they didn't have proper kilts. That the kilts were khaki. Well, that puts aspersions to that, Alan. Although, you know, this was probably a dress kilt. Wouldn't have worn that to battle. It'd be khaki all the way. Well, let's have a look. So, what's the blue one? Not really labelled. Let's have a look so we can figure it out. Mess jacket, Royal Engineers. Service dress, blue. Shropshire Light Infantry. Okay, well that's me out the competition. Don't know what I'm talking about. Infantry officer's sword over there. Would love that for my wall. There's a couple of Boers, Louis Botha and Christian de Vet. We asked that fellow, they're generals, we asked Johan up there in Bella Bella what made a Boer a general. It's just a title. They hadn't studied at Sandhurst or any military academy, and they were just given a title of a general. I think Pete Cronje had some official army training, but he was one of the first to surrender. There's a Boer with his pipe. Oh, now you're talking. A couple of rifles, a Martini Henry used in the Zulu War. Isimpamo, I don't know what that means. These look old-fashioned, the old-fashioned ale, I don't know. 1896. This would be a carbine. It's very short, good for shooting from the saddle. The Mauser pistols disappeared. Liz did say, well, these Boers have got Martini Henrys. As the war dragged on, they started grabbing anything they could from those convoys that we saw them. They needed weaponry, so they took... Hello. My ticket?
Please come to the front desk. You forgot to sign in.
Oh, okay. Sorry, love. Let's go. Silly me. Got a sign. Got a sign. Back. If you visit, then you get used to filling out these forms, everything. But look at this fantastic, this mounted chocolate box. I love that. I love the black around it. Signifies Victoria's passing. But here's the good stuff. Look at this. Battle of Peters Hill. These would be fantastic, wouldn't they, on your wall? Oh look, they've got little numbers, 7. Littleton's Brigade. This is when they broke through and finally relieved. 12 is the Boers in retreat. Let's get out of here. 6, Kitchener's Brigade. Bella Dundee, Glencoe. That's Talana Hill. That's Penn Simmons, 10. Ben Simmons wounded. These guys are colonials. The cavalry. 6 or 7, who are they? And the tail mounted infantry. So they're colonials. And here's Buller and White. There's Buller. And he's come in to relieve Ladysmith. Happy people. Hippie. A few more. Martini Henry, Lee Metford. Someone's got his name on the stock. Lee Enfield 303. Very sure they're carbon. Look at them. I mean, yeah, you don't want to charge that. The boys charged British trenches. Oh, look at this. A VC. Died in 1975 in Sussex. He was in the siege. They live to 100. I'm trying to find out. India, prison officer in Scotland. Here, among his prized possessions, an open box of chocolate sent by Queen Victoria and 3 medals. That chocolate box he had framed. One is for long service and good conduct in Africa. A second he got while serving in the Boer War. Okay, I don't know what I got the impression of this saying. It's just his Boer War medal. Look at all the clasps though. One would be for the relief of Ladysmith. Okay, might be moving away from Boers into coal mining. No, not quite. Let's not get too carried away. The Long Tom. Oh, look at that. We asked Liz about the Long Tom in Fluana Hill or something, wasn't it? Wow. I was laying on my bed, not able to raise my head off the pillow, when a shell from the big gun on Bulwana hit the house and carried away the room next to mine. Sir Henry Rawlinson had a narrow escape. The shell carried away the chair in which he'd been sitting a few minutes before. Look at that. Typical British fashion, they just keep using the room. That's the Royal Hotel. Look at that. On the 8th of December, a bomb fell through the roof in the sanatorium and went straight to the altar. A marvellous thing to relate. It immediately changed direction and buried itself under the floor. The shock was so violent the panes of glass, the choir windows were broken, yet neither the statues nor the altar were damaged. The convent is now empty. That's right, there was a convent here that got shelled. Oh, there it is, another shell burst. Sparks Brothers shop front. There's another one. When the Boer shells began to burst about our ears, Dr. Stark was the most practical advocate of caution. He would leave the Royal Hotel at daybreak every morning, even early, carrying with him a pet kitten in a basket, sufficient supplies for a whole day up to dinner time. When the light began to fade so that the gunners could hardly see to shoot straight, and therefore ceased firing, he would emerge from his riverside retreat and return to the hotel. It was nearly dark when 2 shells came in rapid succession from the big gun at Lombard's Cop, and the second passing through Dr. Stark's empty bedroom into the hall below. Went out by an open door and hit the doctor, who was coming in at that moment. Oh no, what about the kitten? No, that must be him. Took off both his legs. He died shortly afterwards. But what about the kitten? These are where the shells hit. In the map of Ladysmith. The Royal Hotel. I think we'll go and look for the Royal Hotel and see if there's any mementos there. What's this stuff? Oh, this is the doctors and nurses that worked throughout in the siege. Medical care. John Berger. Yeah, sitting around besieging a town is no fun. We settled down to a stationary life, and if occasionally time hung heavily on our hands, conditions were otherwise comfortable enough. Our boy Charlie proved a capable freebooter, thanks to his foraging expeditions in the hills among the Zulu kraals, where he made play with his descent from Chief Moshesh. Our larder flourished and our mess was the envy of the rest of the camp. Denise rates. The boys going out and bartering with the Zulus to bring home a bit of yeah, besieging a town is not much fun either. You're sitting around, and I don't think they were that serious about it really. Oh, this is what Liz was saying. We're going to get we're going to be able to see where we were. As the battles, Gun Hill. Well, that's where we were the other day, right? You like that? Platfront, Caesar's Camp. Hang on. I don't know, we're wrong place. Yeah, remember how close it was? That's Platfront, Caesar's Camp, Wagon Hill. Ignore Gun Hill, we haven't been there. Oh, Gun Hill's where they climbed up onto and stole sorted out the Boer gun-ish stuff. Tommy Atkins. Yeah, they had balloons here. I thought they did. It's like one of those gun placements we saw. Ladysmith Army like a lady skirt, it's hemmed in. Town Guard. They're posing outside the Royal Hotel perhaps. And there's some kilts. The Gordons. 5 of them. Yeah, no, there were Australians here, but they were serving in individual positions. There were no Australian regiments here or official representation. Oh, this is your rations, 1st of February 1900. Everybody ticks off their rations. Gee, that'd be brittle, that. Postcards from Ladysmith. Love it. You know, the British were always able to put a slant on hardship. No, they seem to enjoy themselves during the London Blitz. Here's some Boer stuff. Maybe. This might be things they found around here. Oh, look at that. The Boers fired a shell into Ladysmith containing pudding and tobacco on Christmas Day. And I told you it was all a bit of fun. A tattoo. Wow. That tattoo is actually human skin. That's all they could bring back to try and identify the soldier, but they never did, from Speenkop. Compressed coffee. Number 4 is, that's a biscuit ration. Number 4 is a bit of biscuit. Oh no, now they're eating the horses. Bloody hell. Waiting for Buller. Where are you, Buller? Get here. You know, Buller got whipped at Colenso, so turned around, and he took forever to get going again. When he did, he got to Spienkop, got his pants given a hiding at Spienkop, or enough to turn him round again. And eventually he broke through, but it seemed to take a long time, and people were always on his back. What's taking you so long, Buller? There's some of the toll volunteers. Look like colonials, don't they, with a slouch hat? A nurse. Alcoholism, morphinism, other drug addictions, nervous prostration. We need this Healy method, the Keeley method. That'll cure you. Bit of a display there for you Michael Jackson fans. For Ladysmith Black Mambaza. There they are with Neil Simon. So that's the other thing this town is famous for. There's Nelson Mandela with them. I think they've died now. But yeah, Ladysmith famous for the Black Mambaza. Homeless. Midnight shine across the midnight sky. Homeless. And here we go, more Delaray, the Lion of the West, Delaray. That's when we think we've seen it all. We have not. There's a blockhouse. I was going to see a blockhouse when I was here, but Liz told me that the guy sold up. And, oh, here's some shells and shrapnel. Now you're talking. That's a bit of shrapnel. I don't need to tell you that comes towards you, you're going to be cut in half. But what's that big one? 7, a naval gun. 5 from the naval guns. Wow, that's nasty. 3. Number 2 has got Ladysmith carved on it. 15-pounder shell fired by the Royal Field Artillery. So they might have etched their names on it just to stick it up with Boers when they arrived in their camp. Ideal. Oh, look at the goodies. Bullets. There's that artillery and that naval gun out the front. This is all from Spienkop. British artillery. That is how they pull the gun. Manchester Youthfield Gun Crews. Can't really see what's going on. Might be how they pulled the guns or something. More stuff. Bits and pieces from the battlefield at Volkrans. Elandslachter. I think of the men who dropped these things. There's those poor pack donkeys. Carrying all that crap around on a donkey's back, mind you. If I was a donkey, I think I prefer that than getting fed to the lions, as we saw somewhere we stopped in. Otters whoop. Charles Bridget. It's a button. These were found on observation hills. There's hills all around Ladysmith. If you haven't figured it out, Ladysmith's in sort of a basin and hills all around it. And most of the other places, apart from Wagon Hill, they don't want me to go to, because you either can't get up there, there's nothing there, or it's not safe. There's some goodies. Tobacco pouch made from a gerbil. Oh yeah. Look at this set of cigarette cards with Boer generals and British generals, Benson and Hedges. Oh, that's a great one, the Great War. Tobacco tins. Are you watching, Kenny? More big shells, eh? Look at that big one. Siege baby, oh, look at that. Siege baby with some shells. That shell's bigger than the baby. That one of them's fallen over. Is that a crescent maybe, that 75mm? No, that's the 7. Oh, maybe that's the long tom. Yeah, it must be the long tom shell. If so, that is freaking massive. Wow. And we got here some toy soldiers, a Boer howitzer. That's them. We saw one of those with Pete at Elands River, and the other one is a that's a pom-pom, Maxim pom-pom. Oh, that looks like a long tom field gun, fortress gun. They look like Boers. Look at it, there it is there. Those are those South African Pretoria artillery men. There's an old radio or something. Tune it in a bit. This is the voice of Ladysmith Radio. Here is the news. General Buller is still stuck at the Tugela River, but reports coming in suggest that he will break through at any moment. Residents are asked to hold tight. That was the news. Thanks for that. Look, we're going into a bunker. A battle on Wagon Point. Well, that's what we saw yesterday with Liz. I wanted to talk a bit about that. Wagon Point, Caesar Camp. The size of that. After the battle, this shell was on the spot where Lieutenant Digby Jones. So we're going to go down and see Digby Jones. She didn't take us down there, Liz, but we're going to go down on my own. Little soldiers. Wonder if this is the Manchester camp. So there was a bit of a war council with the Boers. I asked Liz about this. The Great Boer Attack, there it is. Harry Smith, Kroonstadt, Hellebrand, De Villiers. We were there. I think that's where the devs charged, pushed them off. They'd come up that side. That's Caesar's camp, see? But the Boers, I mean, they just normally didn't make frontal attacks. So here we go, on the 5th of January, Boer Krijgsraad. They got together to talk. Schonkburgers and a force of Transvaalers was to attack the eastern end of Caesar's camp. Defended by the Manchesters, we saw Manchester fought. The Free Staters under De Villiers, we heard about him, he got killed in the attack. The Harry Smiths were to attack Wagon Hill, which was unusually defended by the Imperial Light Horse. But they were reinforced. They had a couple of guns up there. So they attacked before dawn, but they had this big war council. They decided that they knew they couldn't hold out indefinitely, that Buller would break through. And so they had to bring Ladysmith to its knees before Buller arrived. That was their only hope. Maxim Gun Hill. Well, it's like a little machine gun. Gun Hill trophies. So we haven't been to Gun Hill. I don't know if we can get there or not. Oh, that's the breech block from the Long Tom that was shelled. That shelled during. Okay, so we heard a little bit about this. So they went up to Gun Hill, the British, and they stole the breech. They stole this part from the Long Tom, put it out of action. A breech block, and the site back in as a special loot. After the siege ended, Carrie Davies, he kept it. The breech block was later presented to General Smuts, displayed at his home in Irene. It's on loan from the museum in Pretoria, and that's it. So that silver thing was probably presented to them for carrying out this sabotage position operation. We're back here, we might go out this way.